Squatty's Podcast, WATP.
This podcast is a perfect storm of the celebrity shows that nobody cares about turning into a nothing show that nobody cares about.
Okay.
So what I brought was Armchair Expert, but this is Dax Shepard and his co-host Monica.
Mm-hmm.
I think when they can't get a good guest, or maybe it's a midweek show or something like that, it deteriorates into a call-in type of show.
Okay.
And it couldn't be faker or worse. I don't understand what they're trying to do
Dax
with this.
sucks.
But
he sucks.
He sucks.
He thinks he's like this
out
crazy
loud.
personality, and he's so interesting. and
Yeah.
he's not at all.
Oh my God. And it's just becoming even more insufferable. At least you have Bradley Cooper on sometimes. This just deteriorates into him letting his listeners do the heavy lifting.
All right, can I just make a prediction real quick?
Sure.
Are his listeners all middle-aged women? Because his show has the vibe of like a midday talk show to me.
Yeah. There's 4 people, and 3 out of the 4 are women.
Okay.
And then the guy was like, I didn't even clip it because it was such a throwaway thing. But I want people to really listen to the fact that a lot of this, it must be prep burger. This is overproduced. None of these things really happen. You can tell by the way that people are telling the story. So nobody talks like this.
Okay.
Like concisely recapping a story. It's so overproduced. But Dax had the good sense to bury this theme song that they don't use at the top of the show. But you can tell Dax was like, well, I worked really hard on this theme, so I insisted on including it at the end.
Okay.
So we're going to start at the end and then jump back to the beginning with clip 1.
We don't have a theme song for this new show, so here I go. We're gonna ask some random questions, and with the help of Armcharies, we'll get some suggestions. On the fly rhyme dish, enjoy.
Yeah. I don't think he thought anybody would listen that far into the episode.
No, he thinks that's funny.
Yeah, he thinks
that's
that's
been
good.
done a billion times and 1,000 times better than that.
Yeah.
We don't have a theme song.
So I think his co-host or producer or somebody must have talked him out of using that at the top because it's not there in the beginning.
Yeah.
But what is at the beginning is a lot of fucking big name ads that they're raking it in with this podcast undeservedly.
Yeah.
Like there's no way they should be getting all this Apple Pay money. And this is a Hollywood Handbook style ad read.
Oh no.
Yeah. So clip 2. This is how they make their ads cute.
I know. And remember how last year on Halloween I was going to go as Apple Pay?
Yes, I do remember.
I had to scrap it last minute because I didn't plan ahead, but I still think it's a great costume.
Yeah, earmark it for a later
I will.
Halloween. Instead,
Right. Oh, it's so cute. I was going to be
so
Apple
funny.
Pay. Remember I was going to be a Squatty Potty for Halloween because this show is shitty. And I was going to laugh all the way to the bank. God, it's so bad. All right. So to get into the show proper, this is the intro. And they do that other thing where it's probably a long-running gag where they don't use their real name. You're just supposed to know what's happening. I guess you would if you selected to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't use their real names. And you're going to establish what the topic of the day is in clip 3.
welcome to Armchair Anonymous. I'm Dan Rather, and I'm joined by Mr. Mouse.
Hi.
Hi. Today we have Accidentally Naked.
Yes.
What a topic for me.
Again, he thinks everything he says is cute.
Right.
That's what I hate about him. Stop being cute. It's fucking obnoxious.
Yeah. And it's just confusing and it's not funny.
So that's not Dan Rather.
Believe it or not.
Just making sure.
Believe it or not, it wasn't Dan Rather. But they're talking. All right. So they call their listeners armcharies, which is creepy. So
everything is making me mad about this podcast.
all the armcharies are going to call in with their accidental nudity stories.
Okay.
And it's just wholly unbelievable.
This is
I
made
think
up shit.
these are scenarios that probably did happen to somebody at some point, but you can tell listening to this that it's a lot of fucking garbage. So, but just in case, we didn't understand, what hacks Shepard. He's not funny. He's going to continue to be not funny in clip 4.
Yeah. What exciting red hair you have.
Thank you very much.
Would we call it red?
Well, yeah, it's red. You can ask me if it's natural, and my response to that is usually, it said natural red on the box.
Okay, right. Also, what kind of question is that?
Is it natural?
Yeah. Unless you're going to be a comedian and say, does the carpet match the drapes? There's some
Which we
comedic
don't need.
comedic
That's,
value in that.
That's old.
Okay. It's
I
retired.
guess a retired one.
It's not.
Did anybody see that coming from a million miles away?
Vinny, you're not enjoying this? You don't think this is a funny comedy podcast?
Can I go back to the guy talking about a stroke?
Yeah.
Please.
Hey, Vinny, knock, knock.
Fuck you, Andy.
Yeah.
We are not a yes and podcast.
The punchline
over
is,
here.
what color's your pussy hair? Jesus. Okay. So this woman's story is about losing her top on a jet ski. These stories are all fabricated horse shit. And
I saw this on Eastbound and Down.
right. Yeah.
I know about this.
But this is the part of the story where I realized that it was made up.
Oof.
I was not holding on very tightly to the hubby, and unfortunately, I flew way into the air, completely off, and right into the sea.
Oh, wow.
We were pretty far out at this point, so there was a level of panic and terror. I was like, are there sharks? How far out are we? How am I going to get back on?
Yeah, they're not the easiest vessel to reboard.
Well, especially when neither one of us realized to turn the vessel off to reboard. He manages to kind of keep it still, but the problem is, as I'm trying to reboard, the jets are pushing me further and further away. So I'd get a little close, get pushed back. Get a little close.
Just talk about your tits. I don't care about you getting back on the thing. I thought you were topless.
I swear to God, I hope a dolphin rapes her. This is what a story.
But that's not how wave runners and jet skis work. If anything, there's
You don't go flying off of
well,
it.
if you fall off, there's a tether that takes the key out, but also you have to be throttling it for the jet to be pushing you away.
Yeah.
So
None of it makes sense.
I call bullshit on this.
I wish there were sharks in the story.
Yeah. Kaylee doesn't, though. Lucy is glad there's no shark. All right, let's get to the tits.
Yes, all
Clip
right.
6.
Now you're
This is,
talking.
Speaking of Lucy.
Listen to what let's hear what a creep Dax is about the tits in clip 6.
I get far enough to stand up, and all of a sudden I become very obvious to the fact that my bathing suit has completely fallen off me. Still had the bottom intact.
Okay.
Just topless.
Okay.
So there's that. But my double D's were on full display.
I'm listening.
Oh, those lucky observers.
The excited clapping turned up.
He's just so happy that she got humiliated publicly. And like the conclusion of this is like, oh, everybody from my work trip, my boss was there, my boss saw it, and then I got a promotion. And that's how the story wraps up.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
So this is, like you were saying, Prep Burger or something. This is not a caller. This is not just a listener calling in and telling the story. They're too polished.
And they're all like this.
And the audio quality's perfect.
Yep.
Vinny's in his studio and he sounds like shit. There's no fucking way.
Do I really?
No, you sound great, buddy.
Okay, moving on to the next.
You look terrible, but you sound great.
This next plant.
And he goes,
Par for the course, bro.
Yeah.
Jill is going to tell the next story. This is about her trip to Borneo or somewhere where she had a
boring yo.
All
right, cool.
She had this encounter with a monkey where she was feeding the monkeys and somehow you can tell it's bullshit because Dax has to explain what the story is about because she's telling it badly.
Okay.
So he's going to jump in before she even gets to the point. So you know it's made up.
Okay.
I pull my shirt out and I look under and I am covered in fire ants.
Oh my goodness, they were all on the monkey and they fell into your
They were
shirt.
on the monkey and then they went into me. So then I'm like, freaking out and I'm starting to slap myself.
Okay, that's not how fire ants work.
Yeah.
They just fell off the monkey and then onto me.
And also, if you've ever been bitten by a single fire ant, you don't have to fucking look. You'll
No,
You'll know
you start
about it.
freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Been
exactly
there.
what happens. But I don't understand. So the monkey wasn't bothered by the fire ants,
No.
but you are. And now she's going to get into the next point where she's in such distress over the fire ants that weren't bothering the monkey. They're so painful that she just tears all of her clothes off.
Kenny, I hope you're thinking up a story about when you were accidentally nude at a certain point so we can...
You know, I don't think I've ever been accidentally
All right, well,
nude.
make something
This is
up,
bullshit.
please. Make something up. for
Like
us.
these people.
But again, these fire ants are very committed and they're making their way south. So I literally, without thinking, just pull off the shorts and the underwear.
Wow.
Oh,
Now you're in a National Geographic shoot.
you weren't worried that the ants were gonna like
Get in your
now
vagina.
You're more exposed. They could crawl up in you.
It doesn't seem like a great strategy. I agree with him on that.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of stupid.
I'm a sex offender in Borneo now because I got fire ants in my pussy in front of all the kids that were there. And all right, so this is this part of the story where you fully realize that it's completely made up because suddenly they're more worried about the monkeys again, and the fact that she's covered in fire ants is not even.
Yeah, moving on.
I'm done with the fire ants. Now on to the monkeys. No,
It's like a cartoon where they come back and everything's fine. Like, oh, okay, good.
And then it kind of gets up, and then I see the biggest monkey erection.
He's immediately horny.
Yes. And I literally, can't think of anything to do except just go,
jerk it off?
No, thank you. No.
Red Rocket. Red Rocket. Do monkeys?
Bullshit.
Yeah, this is such bullshit. Monkeys don't get horny about it for women.
Female humans.
Whoa, her clothes are off. Wow.
You know, that could have at least ended in some primate rape. It
Right.
would have
Then it would have been
way more interesting.
Yes.
Please.
So he fucked the fire ants out of me.
Yeah. But
And I shook his hand.
Yeah.
Good day.
This monkey thinks she's so hot that she completely forgets that she's covered in fire ants because the Pepe Le Pew of monkeys is after her.
I'm flattered, but
spoken for.
Right. So that story is garbage. Then they move on to the guy calls in with his story about he was fucking his girlfriend and then he went into a shared bathroom and got in a fight with her roommate, just a screaming match.
Oh.
And I didn't clip any of it except for Dax introducing this guy onto the show because he comes off like such a gay wad.
What else did she think I was going to comment on? Because I got a hunch you know what's coming next.
My scar, but that was it.
No, nice biceps. Really nice definition.
Thank you very much.
But you know what they look like? They look like they're the result of an actual athletic endeavor. Are you a climber or something?
I was a climber for a while. I played tennis in high school.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, they've got that very athletic tone to look to them.
I've never heard someone ask if they're a climber before. Well, you're pretty jacked. What are you, a climber?
Yeah.
What?
That definition
And the
looks
guy
like,
goes, yes.
Yeah.
What?
You got the climber's arms, not the HJ rest stop arms that Dax is used to saying. He's arm guy expert over here.
I like that you set yourself on a hand job when you call this gay wad. You're all over the place with this shit.
All right. The next story. Is this the last? I think this is the last one.
Please let it be the last one.
This dumb woman decides that she's going to do
You could have
this.
just said woman.
Yeah. She's going to do like a boudoir photo session for her boyfriend in a food court photo booth.
Huh.
Because that makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Andy, I'm going to stop you there and say it doesn't make sense. And it sounds like horse shit.
And it's going to continue to make less and less sense.
But she sat down on a bench that had wet paint on it, and there was a white stripe down her back. Well, just chased her around all the balls.
Yeah, right.
But I decided to go and I'm going to take it like a sexy photo strip in this photo booth. And I'm going to put it as like a bookmark in the book that he was reading. So when he opened the book, then there's just this photo strip of good memories. I planned this whole thing. I went and bought some sort of sexy lingerie, and I knew that this photo booth was here. It was in the food court area of Santa Monica.
I wish people could know what it looks like.
I know. It's right out of an 80s California movie. It's like the epitome of a food court.
It was
We know what a photo booth looks like, Dax.
I know what a food court and a photo booth is.
Christ.
Thank
This
you.
is the dumbest thing ever. It's so easy to take photos of yourself now.
Right.
Everyone knows how to do that. Set your phone up, hit the fucking timer, take photos.
Well, they try and say that, excuse me, that it was 2015. So, but none of the technology, this is where you discover that it's all bullshit based on.
This is where.
Well,
not the fire ants and the boner monkey.
What I mean is each story has a telltale sign that it's a load of shit.
Gotcha.
And the technology of this story is the telltale sign that this is all bullshit. But in clip 12, she's going to talk about the details of how she's going to get all the shots that she needs to get in the amount of time that it takes
because you
to
only
be
have
on
like
a
10
phone.
seconds in between or whatever.
Right.
All right.
Timing wise, you gotta
be on your
quick.
you got to be on your toes.
Thank you for saying that, Monica, because I, like you, am a planner of things. And so I get in there and I'm like, where's the camera? How long do I have? I got to rehearse this. I have to sort of figure out where to put my body. Because like, if you want to get the good stuff pushed up to the camera, you're kind of having to like get in weird positions.
So the opposite of a planner.
Correct. Yes.
And she was doing a handstand so she could get a good shot of her taint in a photo booth. What is she?
Where's the camera?
Yeah,
where's the camera?
I got to practice.
Well, sit down and look forward. There it is. That's where they put it. Go figure.
And clip 13 is the bullshit clip where the details reveal that it's all made up.
And I look at them and I'm like, do I need to do a retake? Did they turn out okay? Make sure that ink is dry. I don't want to like smear.
What?
Right.
Talking about
photo ink.
A woman with her vagina exposed shouldn't be talking about dry or smear.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And did my asshole come out okay? And did I wipe?
Yeah. Because
What's the resolution of this?
Right. Because this photo booth was using an inkjet printer and the ink got smeared.
So stupid.
Does it matter there were already 2 kids in here?
Wouldn't it be great if this is what OnlyFans girls had to do?
Yes. That would be entertaining.
I like that idea, though. That would be like Punked meets Cam House.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dax should look into that. And 14, this is the big reveal. More details, I feel, didn't exist in the time
You know what I just
frame.
realized? And I can't believe it took me this long to realize this.
What's that?
These are all fat women.
Yes.
That girl with the double D's?
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
Right.
That's a big woman, right? Kitty's so upset. Just made her very upset with that. She's like, oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
These people listen to Dax show. They're fat women. Talking about getting naked on purpose.
Yeah, we've uncovered that about all the swingers shows that we've ever covered on this. All those swingers are always hideous.
Oh, now you're making me think of the Hatleys. Damn you.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't say Hadley's. I could get a smell in my nostrils.
Smells like Tampa in here.
We'll see you in Largo, Florida, March 22nd. WTPLive.com for tickets.
All right, this is the big reveal, clip 14.
This group of 3 girls goes into the booth. Don't think anything of it. But as they walk in, that moment where the lights turn on, the entire back side of the photo booth, from ceiling to floor, turns into a screen that live streams everything happening.
It's a monitor.
No.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 7 people at the mall saw that you were naked in the photo booth.
Right, yeah, your B
7
cups.
old guys getting their dollar coffees in the food court. Kind of thrill. Good for you, Audie.
Shit.
But that's not going to stop Dax from being a creep about it again in clip 15.
He better ask her boob size, because that's what I want to know.
If I were there, because in 95, I guess I was 30. If I was there and then I witnessed this entire thing, well, first of all, I'd be like, I am so horny for this person, obviously. That would be my first reaction. And then I would go, oh, God, and she's going to sit down and eat pizza. So this was a bit of a performance.
Yeah, like it was
I would
on
start
purpose.
thinking there's like an exhibitionism going. I would just ask what's happening.
Yeah.
What? Is he trying to be funny?
Of course. Oh, I would have walked up and said, can I get an 8 by 10 of that? Really? I'm sure. Sure you would. Then you'd get pepper sprayed, thrown off the pier.
By the way, I want to say that Vinny perked up when he said pizza, though. Vinny was just like, oh, what's going on?
It's the most interesting thing about this
Tuned
podcast.
out for a little bit there.
But the last clip, every single one of the guests that they had on here had to conclude their story by bending the knee and kissing the ring and telling Dax what a great job he is and how he's totally deserves to be married to Kristen Bell. It was like inexplicably.
Dax,
Thank
my
you.
kids love your wife.
Yeah, I know that's usually.
Thank you. Can I just tell you how much I absolutely love you guys? I know everyone does that, and I promised I wouldn't geek out, but I've been an Armchair since the beginning. I actually heard you, Dax, on Anna Ferris's podcast.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Which brought me to you guys.
Yeah. Everyone has to say how they found him and how great he is. How meaningful he is to their lives.
That's weird.
Well, right. Nobody would ever say that either.
No.
'Cause it's all useless. And that's Armchair Expert. That's what they're up to now.
We all found really terrible podcasts to listen to for episode 500. Good on us, guys.
Who are these podcasts?